The guy said he's got a military background. He's a leadership coach. He said the key question for him is that he wants to find candidates who have grit, okay? Toughness, I guess, perseverance. And so right away, I wonder, how are you going to measure grit? And he gives the clue. He says, I want to know what difficulties you've overcome. Would you guys ask people that? What difficulties have you overcome?
In personal life or business-wise?
Life, could be business. What you're saying is that you ask them, have you ever had a tough situation, presumably at work, that you something went off the rails and you had to recover? Okay. Yeah, I've asked that. In fact, I had a project manager, IT manager, and he was looking for a project engineer. And he said, you have to ask them, tell me about a time that your project went off the rails and how did you handle it? And he says, if they say they've never had a project that went off the rails, rule them out. He said, I don't believe him for a second, and I don't want to talk to that guy. So back to Rich, would you ask somebody, what difficulties have you overcome?
You just say that. Just tell me about, a time where things didn't go your way. You lost a deal. You screwed it up. What happened? How'd you get over it? Or, you just couldn't crack into an account. So you ask them about situations like Sasha said. I mean, it's all about situational awareness. Hey, what happened? Why'd you fail? It's not, everyone fails, especially in sales. You fail more than you win.
Behavioral-based interview question. Rich just asked a behavior-based interview question. That's what employers do all the time. Tell me about a time that a project didn't come in time under budget. How did you fix it? Or tell me about a time you didn't meet your sales goal. What did you do? I mean, that's just a behavioral-based interview question that you asked to see how they deal with adversity and failure.
But like in sales, for instance, listen, you're going to get knocked down a million times. How'd you build your pipeline? How did you, get over having no marketing? I work with startups. No one knows who you are. What are you going to do? How are you going to get over all the rejection? How are you going to get through and get into crack this Fortune 500 account? Just simple stuff like that gives you an idea, but it could be a life situation too. Like my son, he lost 125 pounds, on his own. That's grit. That's tenacity. That's fucking balls out, getting shit done.
How would a recruiter find that out? Hey, kid, do you have any life situations?
You ask the question. Hey, what's the hardest thing you've had to overcome in your life? You could ask something simple like that.
We can ask those questions that aren't professional.
That's what you want.
I would feel very intrusive if I was asking that.
But that's why I'm a good recruiter. I feel very intrusive, and I'm okay with it.
Tascio, would you feel free to ask somebody what life difficulties have you overcome?
That's no problem whatsoever.
Yeah, you're not saying, hey, did you have a major medical issue? I mean, but it's they can tell you what they want.
Asking someone about their weight loss is a big deal. That's private.
That was an example. I'm not saying I say, hey, were you a big fatty when you were a kid? I mean, no, it's just, listen, what's your big, what was something major you overcame in your life that, helped propel you?
Okay, there's a couple of follow-up issues there. First of all, most of the time you'll notice what Rich was doing, he was feeding them the specific difficulties he was interested in hearing about, just in case they couldn't think of anything on the spot.
No, I'm not. I'm just giving you an example. That was all. I'm not giving them the same example I just gave you.
Why not? Why not? I thought it was smart.
Because you don't want to lead the witness. That's how you end up with bad candidates.
No, you're not. You're not leading the witness. You're saying, what would you do? How did you handle this situation? You went into the market without any clients in this market. How would you handle something like that? Or how have you handled it?
You're right. That is a good question.
And you gave another one too. What was it? You gave about three of them.
Because this is what I would salespeople. They're going to deal with adversity between how do you build your pipeline? Haven't been able to build a pipeline, be able to crack into a Fortune 500 account. How do you compete with the bigger players? Have you had to do that? Because a lot of them think they can do it, and then they realize, oh, I only know how to sell because I have a Oracle or Dell or big name behind me.